So he has an 83 SAS, which is pretty damn good. The best I have, I think, is 82. I don't remember if it's this deck or not, but I'll put my deck up in a second. It seems like the only weakness, if you can even call it that, is his amber production out of this deck. It's the only negative stat. Everything else is slightly above normal. His consistency is at 0.48, which is pretty good. I'm going to pop up the deck list I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing The Woman That Yodels for Dance. So I think I win on the name front tonight, at least with this one. Also 19 creatures. And actually higher SAS than I thought. It's an 85. It does have a negative impact on my amber production. It's lower than normal by negative 1.8. Amber control is about average, and my consistency is 0.34. My deck, as you can see, clearly does a lot of different things than Mark's. Wild Wormhole is always a fun trick. I have a really nice Mars and Brobnar house in Logos. As usual, is just a support. But I'll stop yapping. I'll get this game up and going. Change my card size here. I was playing on my laptop, had to adjust some stuff there. Much better. So I'm going to be going first. I'm going to mulligan this. That's not a good first turn hand. That's a hand that I want probably turn 4 or turn 5. That's a little better. I can drop a mother first turn and draw an extra card, even if she gets hit off the board right away. So I draw Squawker, Jammer Pack. So I've got a couple choices. I've got a pretty diverse hand. So he's going to start with House Dis. He's going to Mind Barb me, gains a bonus Ember. So he gets rid of my Squawker, so that makes it pretty definitive that I'm not playing Mars next turn. And he plays a Life Ward. Excuse me, to prevent me from playing creatures when he sacrifices it. And a Schuler, which has no effect other than a body that can kill my mother. I'm actually going to play Brobnar. To keep that Schuler off the board, I'm going to play Crump. And then I'm going to play Anger on Crump to have him fight Schuler. So I'll kill Schuler. It protects my mother. And then Mark has to lose an Amber for it. I draw into another Anger, a couple other Mars cards. So we'll see what he does. There's nothing in my hand that tells me I need to play a specific house. So he's playing Brobnar as well. Okay, so he's really fighting to get my mother off the board, and he plays a Life Ward, so I can't play creatures. Well, that sucks. Mainly that's a big hit for me right now because I do have a creature-heavy hand. So I think I'm honestly probably going to be doing some discarding here, to be honest. I'm going to play Logos. I'm going to Reap with Mother. And then I'm actually going to pitch these two creatures just to try and adjust how my deck is reacting to the tempo right now, because Mark is definitely setting the tempo of this game. And I got some more cards out of my hand so I could draw some more. Since I still have Mother out, I wanted to try and get at least one more use out of her, because she'll probably die this turn. I'm sure Mark probably wanted to see a little bigger of a creature presence on his side before he used Life Ward, but it still had the effect it wanted. It definitely delayed me. Plays out a Valder and a Fire Spitter. Yep, and uses his Valder through Gauntlet of Command to kill my mother. I don't think he liked me playing or drawing all those extra cards very much. With this turn, I'm actually going to be playing my Coward's End. He's ahead of me on my board. Gets rid of 2 of his creatures, and then I can... I'm going to play my War Drummer. Almost clicked and turned, oops. And then I'm going to use Anger to kill, drop my Ganger Chieftain, and then call that a turn. So just what I've seen so far, this match is actually going to be a pretty big back and forth. We seem to have decks that are doing similar things, vying for board control, not doing a ton of amber control, more protecting or killing creatures to prevent each other from reaping or gaining too much amber. I'm going to play some Mars cards here. I'll play a Mind Warper to the left and a Marauder to the left. I'm going to put a Jammer Pack on the Mind Warper because he has elusive. Yeah, I'm drawing some weird hands today. I'm getting some 2/2/1s, a lot of 2/2/2s. It's, I don't know, suboptimal. I think I'm making the best of what I can. I'm keeping pace with Mark here with amber production. But it doesn't allow me to have some big fun turns, though. So we'll see if I can get something later. Yeah, I know he had a Hand of Dis. Just was hoping he didn't have it. I'm probably going to stay with Mars here. And put my Ixox Dominator to the left flank, and then put a John Smith to the left flank, just to have the Dominator protect both those Mars creatures from any fighting that could happen. So I draw into another John Smith and an Orbital Bombardment. Orbital Bombardment, I reveal any number of Mars cards from my hand. For each card revealed this way, deal 2 damage to a creature, and each of those instances of 2 damage can go to different creatures. So I could do a little bit of directed damage. The double John Smith is really nice for just helping create a massive amount of amber in each turn. Alright, so he plays Dis, fights Schuler into the Ganger Chieftain. Let's see what else he has here. He's got a Bauble if he wants to use his Urchin to reap. Drops a Guardian Demon. Yep, and he's going to reap with Urchin. So I'm okay with that turn. I'm going to play Mars to play Orbital Bombardment. I'm going to get rid of his Urchin with this. So I'm going to remove the stun from the Dominator and reap with my Marauder. I'll put out my other John Smith and reap with my John Smith, which allows me to ready a non-agent Mars creature. At least in the current card pool, the only agent Mars creature is John Smith, so it just prevents you from using John Smiths to bounce off each other. I'm going to ready my Dominator to have him fight his Guardian Demon, just to get him off the board. So that puts me at 7 amber at check, and Mark has 5 amber. No board. He does have some board clears, so I'm not going to try and get too comfortable with any amount of creatures on my board. But what I am going to do is, with a board presence of 3 or 4 creatures, I'm not going to really try and, at least too much, muck around with fighting and trying to maintain board control. I'm going to make use of what I get on the board and just reap. Because if I just reap, it puts me ahead on the amber curve. He may be setting the tempo for board control, but I want to set the tempo for amber production because that's the only win condition. No matter how many people you kill in a game, you can't win unless you're forging keys. So he plays Brobnar. He drops a creature out, which means he's potentially not going to play Coward's End, but we'll see. Nope, there it is. I just eat my own words there. Okay. Probably could have played Coward's End very first thing, and then left Headhunter on the board for after that. I think I'm going to play Logos here. I'm going to play Research Smoko. I'm going to play Dr. Escatera. Then I will play Phase Shift. I'm going to go ahead and play my Earthshaker to trigger killing my Research Smoko, because Earthshaker kills any creature of power 3 or lower. So I archive my cannon. And then I'll play Interdimensional Graft just for the bonus amber. Just from seeing Mark's deck list and from seeing the card draw he's been getting, I'm not worried about him bursting too much bonus amber. So I'm not going to hold on to Interdimensional Graft hoping to get a good swap of amber. He plays Dis. Hand a Dis, he's going to kill my Dominator. Yep. He uses Bumpsy to reap. Excuse me, that puts him on a key. I'm going to play Logos. I will not take my archives. I'm going to play Lab Work to archive. I'll archive Sniffer just to get some artifacts out of my hand. This deck doesn't really need the artifacts. They're just kind of some extra icing on the cake. I'll reap with Dr. Escatera, and then I'll put out Quixo. It's always interesting to play against Mark because I know how he plays as a person, but online it's as if I'm not actually playing against him because I can't read body language, I can't sense anything from speech, anything like that. For reference, psychology is my career choice, so I have extra training in being able to read people, which is part of the reason why I love card games. Sorry, just dropped something on the floor. It's a very social game when you play in person. You're interacting with people, you're having fun, and you're just sitting down at a table doing something you both love, and it's fun to read into that. It's fun to try and take a little advantage. I think I'm going to stay with Logos. I'll not take my archives. I'm going to use Quixo to fight Bumpsy, just to get some damage on him, to draw me a card as well. And then I'll use Dr. Escatera to reap. And I will play a Mother. I'm going to play Mother on the left flank. I know that Mark does not have his 2 Hand of Dis anywhere in his hand or his deck because he's played both of them. So I'm not really worried about them nuking Quixo, who I really want to protect right now because Quixo is going to give me some, not amazing, but some mild card draw, but also some board control with his skirmish ability. He's going to play House Dis again. Probably going after my Quixo. Now he's going to play Control the Weak. What house is he going to make me play? He's going to make me play Mars, which I'm actually okay with 2 Mars cards or 3 cards in my hand and 1 of my archives. So then if I pick up my archives, it's going to give me a pretty big Brobnar hand for next turn. Brobnar would have been my preferred version of what he made me play, but I can make Mars work. Uses Bumpsy to fight my Mother to kill both of them, because he feels like being a dick and really doesn't want me to draw cards this game. Alright, so I have to play Mars. I will take my archives. I'm going to play Sniffer, which removes, when I take the action, for the remainder of the turn, each creature loses elusive, including my own, so it can backfire. Play out my Grabber Jammer. Put a Biomatrix backup on him. I'm going to play Squawker to ready that Grabber Jammer, and Reap to capture 1 and gain 1. So now I'm sitting on 5 Brobnar cards and a Wild Wormhole, so I like this hand. There's not really much he can do to convince me to not play. I'd actually probably play Logos this turn, but we'll see what happens, how I have to react here. So he plays a Drumble, which captures all of my Amber if I have 7 or more, which I did. His Dust Imp fights into my Grabber Jammer to gain 2 when the Dust Imp's destroyed. Dominator Bubble for Bad Penny. Probably just a Reap. Yep. So I actually will play Brobnar here. Because of Heeb the Huge. When he comes in play, any undamaged creatures take 2 damage. That will kill both of his creatures, and all 3 of mine will be alive. My Grabber Jammer won't even take damage because he is currently damaged. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to play Brobnar. I'm going to play Heeb the Huge. Gets me all my Amber back. I'm going to play a Cannon. I'm going to play my Headhunter. And I'm going to save my War Song and Follow the Leader because they piggyback off of each other really well. So I'm just going to say stop there. Because I'm at Forge and check for my second key. He's not very far behind. He's at 5 Amber. While we're waiting for Mark to decide what he's going to do here, I just wanted to do a shout out to everyone that's followed me since I started on this adventure of just making a stream for fun. So I'm just going to read out, I think I've got a big old 6 right now. So JK McMillan, Langle MP, Funny Ways 3, Marky Lane, who I'm playing with right now, Killer Beam at Games, and Kodamrin. So thank you everybody for following me. Even one person helps, but just the fact that people subscribe encourages me to keep putting content out. And in that short speech, Mark played a Shadow's Turn, dropped a Bad Penny, a Silvertooth, and an Umbra with a Skeleton Key. He wasn't able to keep me from forging, so I'm on key 2. He is on check for key, or his key 2. So I think I'm going to play Mars here because I can reap twice with Grabber Jammer. I can also fight because I don't want him to counter steal. So I'm going to fight against his Umbra, which will allow me to capture one. And I'm going to play Squawker to ready, and then this time I'll just reap, which I capture another and gain one. And I'll end my turn. It's asking because I got Sniffer out, but I don't need to get rid of that. So I'm sitting on 4 Logos card and 2 Brabnar cards. Logos will probably be the house I play, but we'll see what happens. Excuse me. If you see me looking over my shoulder and smiling or laughing, it's because my cats are sitting outside the door just staring at me, wondering why I locked myself in here. Alright, Mark's trying to figure out what he's doing here. So again, this deck, if you want to look it up, and I'll put the deck list up again between this game and next, but my deck is called The Woman That Yodels for Dance. It's a Brabnar Logos Mars deck. And Mark is playing Wild Chancellor Pickpocket Diaz. It's a Brabnar Dis Shadows deck. I originally was not a Brabnar fan when the game first came out. I have since loved it. It's a house that I find really needs the right suit of cards. I feel like a lot of the decks that I got earlier when the game was released, a lot of the decks didn't have a good Brabnar house. It was like 3 loot the bodies and 2 creatures. So not a lot of synergy. But now that I've looked more at my decks and played more with the house, Brabnar is a really cool house. It's a board control house. It's not an Amber Rush house or anything like that. Though loot the bodies can get you quite a bit of Amber pretty fast. Let's see. I can only fight once, so this won't really help. So I will play Logos. I won't take my archives because I want to get an Amber from Knowledge's Power here, which gives me Amber based on the number of cards I have in my archive. I'm going to reap with Dr. Escatera. It's me an Amber. I want to do that before I Wild Wormhole, just in case some weird stuff can happen. I don't want to have any direct kills on my own creatures or anything. I'm going to play Wild Wormhole, which gives me a Mind Warper, so I get a free creature out of it. And then I'll play some more Logos cards. I could wait there to play Dr. Escatera and get one more Amber from it. At this point, as I play my Knowledge's Power, that card can put me in my territory anyway. And I just want to maintain board presence. I want to force Mark to have to deal with my creatures versus playing it safe or playing it cautiously so I get more Amber. But he drops a bait and switch because he's a dick. So it brings us close to 5. And unfortunately, this deck without the Grabber Jammer does not have Steel. I do have my Grabber Jammer archived, but I don't know if it depends on how much Amber he can make here. Yeah, the way this is panning out, I don't think I can beat him. He's got a really cool swing here from Shadows. played some good steel cards at the right time. So he brings me down 4 amber and brings himself up 3. He stole 3 and then captured 1. Okay, let's try this. I absolutely need to go Mars. It's the only house I have that has any type of consistent steal from what I'm looking at. So I'm going to play my Grabber Jammer, which is going to increase the cost of his keys by 1. Also going to play my John Smith. And so his cost of his keys is 7. So I just need to bring him down 2 amber, which I actually can do. So I'm going to use Mind Warper to make him capture 1 on Bad Penny. I'm then going to Squawker on my John Smith to gain an amber and ready him, to reap with him and ready my Grabber Jammer to fight with my Grabber Jammer against Bad Penny and capture 1. And yes, I'll stop there. This is an incredibly close game, and I love it. I love games like this where things just line up, where we're very clearly ping-ponging back and forth. It's not been one-sided whatsoever. Even though the board states might hint at it being one-sided, if you look at the score, we're both at 2 keys, 6 amber. So it's been incredibly close. And the only thing that saved me from that is that I have a Grabber Jammer, which increases his key cost and allows me to capture some amber. So he's probably going to kill my Mind Warper and John Smith here. Yep, called it. And then he's going to reap with Urchin, so I need to bring him down 1 amber. Sorry, 2 amber. Yeah, 2 amber, and I don't think I can do that. No, I think you got me. That sucks. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'm just going to go Brabnar to see what I can do here. So I'm going to play Follow the Leader, so all of my creatures can fight. I'm going to play War Song, so I gain an amber each time I fight. I will fight with Headhunter against that Urchin. I'll fight with Habe the Huge against the other Urchin, just taking advantage of Elusive. Then I'm going to play... Let's see. Hey, thanks for the follow, V8 Gremlin X. Thanks for following me, man. Or lady, I don't know. Person. Will be all-inclusive there. War Drummer, pop him on the left. Bounce these other 2 to my hand. Then I'm going to fight with my Grabber Jammer against that Urchin that has a capture on it. I'm going to fight with my Dr. Escatera against Bad Penny. Fight with my Mother against Urchin. And then I'm going to play Headhunter, Habe the Huge, and I'm going to discard that and end it a turn. Nothing I can do, he got me. I had that type of amber creation would have been great 4 or 5 turns ago. This deck doesn't have a lot of steel, unfortunately, so I really have to set the tempo, and I wasn't able to. So let me pop open my deck list again as I set up another lobby. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit start here just so the game lobby, if you sit in a game lobby without starting the game, it closes itself and just tries to open the server for other players. So we're going to have a rematch of these two decks. So again, Mark's playing Wild Chancellor Pickpocket Diaz. I'm playing the Woman That Yodels for Dance. I'm going to hit start here, and I will be right back because I need some snacks. Alright, let's see what we're getting here. 4 Mars cards. Why not? I'm gonna mess with it. Let's pop this game up here. I've got Ixox Dominator, Jammer Pack, Squawker, and Sniffer. So 3 bonus amber off the bat. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it. So I'm second player of this game. This deck does want to go second. I've noticed it's kind of a weird... Oh, well, now I can't go. That messed up my whole plan, Mark. So Jammer Pack can only be played if I have a creature to attach it to. He didn't play a creature, so I'm just going to play Logos. Play my Wild Wormhole. Interesting. I can't tell if that was a glitch or not. One second. Was it play the top card of your deck? Top card is Bow Matrix. I think that might be a programming error, because what would happen there is Wild Wormhole would intend to, or it would attempt to play the top card. The top card is an upgrade which needed a legal target, and there were none. So then the card would just get discarded. But I don't know. I might be mistaken. Who knows? Who cares? We're doing this for fun. Let's go. I need to just play Mars to get these cards out of my hand. So I'll play my Sniffer. I will use this Squawker to stun Bumpsy. And then, since I do have some kill, I'm not really on a key yet, I'm just going to dump these upgrades on Bumpsy. String cheese. Snack of champions. So he's going to play Shadows, steal an Amber from Urchin. While he's playing out his turn, I'll put his deck list back up. So he has House Shadows, so he has a lot more Amber control than me. My only Amber control really comes from Capture, which this deck doesn't have a lot of, it just has some of, an okay amount. Alright, we'll pop the game back. So he played Pawn Sacrifice on his Urchin to do damage, and just gives Urchin back in his discard, because Urchin's really only good for its play effect. And if you keep it on the body, it reaps, but it doesn't do much more than that. I'm going to play Logos, get my mother out there for some card draw, and Quixo. We'll see which one of those survives. I'm okay with either, or ideally both. So he says Brobnar for his house. Uses Bumpsy to remove the stun, and Coward's End to clear my board, but leave his alone because he only has a damaged creature. And Gauntlet of Command to ready Bumpsy to reap with him because there's no valid target to fight. This is a weird choice here. I think I'm just going to dump Mars again. Play a John Smith, a Mind Warper, and a John Smith. Nothing fancy about that turn, just get some creatures on the board. And so Mark has not played either of his Hand of Dis yet. He has, so that's why I put both my John Smiths on my flank, to make them immune to the Hand of Dis, because Hand of Dis only kills a non-flank creature. Ooh. It's like I saw that coming. He drops the Hand of Dis to kill Mind Warper and a Guardian Demon to move 2 damage to kill one of my John Smiths. So my butt's getting kicked here. I'm not drawing as well as he is, but still a relatively close game. He's only up 1 Amber right now. So I think I need to play my Brobnar cards here. I think I'm going to play my Coward's End. I'm going to do that first because it kills his Guardian Demon. If I were to play Heave the Huge, it would protect his Guardian Demon, actually. I'm going to play Heave the Huge. And I am going to use Anger on Heave the Huge to fight Bumpsy. Then I'm going to use War Drummer to bounce Heave the Huge back to my hand and play Heave the Huge back out fully healed. My War Drummer does take 2 damage, but I actually want my War Drummer to die fairly quickly so I can try and draw them again. And then I'm going to discard my Follow the Leader and end my turn. So draw into a pretty crappy hand stack again. 2 Logos, 2 Mars, 1 Brobnar. I have a better Brobnar house right now, or board presence, because it's my only board presence. So we'll have to see. I might play Brobnar next turn, just because I do have that board presence. Plays Arise to return his, yep. So he actually is healing my War Drummer here. No, he could choose 0, I think. But maybe he has plans for this. Maybe he's planning on playing a Coward's End next turn. I don't know what he's planning to do, but I want to play Brobnar because I need to kill parts of his board here. Okay, so he moved the 2 damage from War Drummer to Habe the Huge, so now Habe the Huge cannot fight without dying. So I'll do... I actually think I'm just going to keep them on here and reap twice. And then I'm going to play my Ganger Chieftain to the right. I will not trigger his reaction because I don't want to kill my Habe the Huge. So we're at 5 Amber, 5 Amber. Still no keys. Again, I think these decks are pretty evenly matched. I do think the edge is in Mark's favor. He has a better long-standing deck list. You could see that by the stat of his deck. Pull it up again here. He has a 0.48 consistency, which is much higher than my deck's consistency. And he has Amber control of almost 3 above average. So he's able to control Amber better than I am. Which in tournaments gives you a much better edge against your opponents because you can control their pace while they're trying to counter your steal. And yeah, I'm one of the weirdos that bites string cheese. I don't peel it. I don't have time for that. I'm going to go with Mars. Just delay him a bit here. Play my Grabber Jammer. His keys are cost 7. I will play my Squawker. And I'll reap to capture 1 and gain 1. So takes him out of his forge, or out of check, puts me into check. Let's see, he goes House Dis again. Drumble captures all my Amber. Man, this deck he has is frustrating because it seems to have an answer for virtually everything. So he does 1 damage to Heave the Huge, which puts him almost dead. And then he reaps with his Schuler. So this Drumble definitely, without a doubt, swayed the tempo in his favor. So I think I have to stay with Brobnar here. Just to play the Earthshaker to outright kill his Drumble. Get my Amber back. And then I think I have to board clear here. I will use the Ganger Chieftain to kill his Guardian Demon. I'm going to put a Crump out, and I'm going to use my Habe the Huge to fight his undamaged Schuler. That way I'm discouraging him using his Schuler to kill creatures. Oh, I'm just now reading Mark's chat that he healed the wrong guy. I was curious why he didn't kill Heave the Huge, but it seems like it was just a misclick for him. Oh man, he goes from a Drumble into a bait and switch. That's that's gonna manhandle my deck. I can pretty certainly say that he's won this game already. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. This deck has been fun. This is definitely the weakness that I'm seeing every single time, though, is I get in a spot when I'm playing against an equally competitive or equally consistent deck, and because I don't have the amber steel, I end up falling behind. I'm going to play Logos. Play my Archaeologist to try and help me, if he allows it, pull cards from my discard. I'll play a Mother. I'm going to Lab Work to archive the War Song, and I'm going to Phase Shift to play my Cannon, which empties my hand, so I draw a full hand of 8 new cards, which always feels great because you see, doing math, a little over a fourth of your deck in one hand draw, so 8 of 36. What is that? A sixth of your deck? I don't know. Don't trust me. That's why I went in psychology, because I don't math good. Let's see. So he goes with Brobnar, picks up his archives, makes me lose 1. Plays a Crump. And ooh, man, and a Valder. And a Headhunter. Oh, he's just hand dumping here. My hand dump was cool. He's getting board presence out of it. I did not. Man, he's tripling his board size right now. Brothers in Battle, which will allow his Bad Penny and Schuler to fight, depending on the house. So I'll probably choose Schuler. Yep, so he chose Brobnar. He's going to use the Gauntlet of Command on Bad Penny. I don't know why he would use... Oh, no, on Valder. To kill my mother, of course. Okay. Well, that wasn't fun, so let's play Logos. I will not take my archives. I'm going to use Knowledge as Power to archive a card. And I will archive my Mars card. Then tricky here. I'm going to play both my Dr. Escateras. I get 2 amber from each because he has 2 keys. Then I'll play my Research Smoko. I do want to use this ability because I want to pull stuff back to my hand that I can use. I'm going to pull... Try and look at the cards that I have the least of. Probably Logos. But I need my Grammar Jammer to help set my pace here. I'm going to end my turn there. I'm going to hold... no. If he forges another key, he wins, so I'm just going to play this. Just get the bonus amber. I was going to hold it, but then I remembered he has 2 keys, so if he forges his third, I lose. So there's no point in me holding that. But I do draw into my Jammer pack, and I have my Orbital Bombardment and Grabber Jammer in my archives. So I do have some options on being able to slow him down. If I won't be able to stop him, but I might be able to slow him down to maybe get 1 key. He's been manhandling me this game. First game was actually close. This one, not so much. Let's use Bumpsy to Reap. He's in Brobnar. Let's see what he's going to do here. He fought my Earthshaker. So it looks like he's concerned with my Brobnar house, which I'm actually okay with, because I'll either reap with my Logos stuff or I will play House Mars. Just depends if he gets in check. If he gets in check, I have to play Mars, otherwise he wins the game. If he's not in check, I'll probably play Logos for some utility. We'll see. He's really just working on clearing my board. Okay, yeah, so he just wiped me out there. He's going to use his fire spin. Okay. Well, that sucks. Thanks a lot for that, Mark. I can use my Headhunter, though, to get some amber on my turn. So I might do that. Oh, and he plays a War Drummer. Same trick I had at the end of last game, just to have your Brobnar creatures take a bunch of damage but not kill them, and then return them to your hand, which it's a conditional heal, basically. Because once a card leaves play, it loses all tokens that were on it. He's not in check. I'm gonna play my Brobnar. Sure, I'll take what's in my archives because I want that War Song. It prevents me from drawing more on my next turn, but we'll see how this goes. This might produce more amber than I'm suspecting right now. So I'm gonna anger to ready and fight against Bad Penny. So I gain 1 from Headhunter, and I gain 1 from War Song, and I got a bonus amber. So I got 3 there. I'll get another 3 here by readying and killing War Drummer. And then I'll use the cannon to finish off his Schuler. So just 2 attacks there got me a key. So you can see why I did that. I drew into a full hand of Mars. So I draw 1 card. So I drew another creature, which is nice because then I can dump and reset my entire hand again, which in this game you want to cycle your hand generally as fast as humanly possible, because your deck, all the statistics that I show with my deck lists, the consistency and the amber control only qualify for if you go through your entire deck. If you only see half of it, those stats are irrelevant because your deck isn't doing what that statistic completely encapsulates. But he chooses Brobnar. He's probably just going to, board clear a bit here. To reap. He's going to Gauntlet to ready one of them and reap again. Yep. So he'll be on 7. Okay, so I can handle that. I do need to beat him to a 3rd key, though, and I'm really behind, but I'm going to play Mars. I will play my Dominator. Then I should have played Orbital Bombardment first. Oh well, misclicks. He misclicked earlier. I'm not going to try and ask him to bring it back. But I will do a total of 8 damage here. So I'm going to do 1 and then kill off his Headhunter. Because I want to kill his amber production. Bumsy is just a big body. It doesn't do anything on fight or reap or anything like that. So then I'll play my Grabber Jammer. And I will use Squawker to ready my Grabber Jammer. Then I'll play my Ixaly Marauder because he triggers off of the number of friendly ready Mars creatures, which is 1, so I capture 1, which gives him +1 power. I'll play a Jammer Pack on my Dominator because it's just a big body. Mark will probably have a Hand of Dis to answer it, but whatever. So then I'll reap to capture 1 and gain 1. Draw a full hand of 6 and hope for the best here. He has to get, his keys are +3, so he has to get to 9 amber to be able to forge. And I have to be at 6 amber to be able to forge. Ideally 7, because he has a lot of ways to steal at least 1 per turn. And he's going to make me play something that's not Mars, so he makes me play Brobnar. Which I'm okay with, because I can use Follow the Leader to allow any of my creatures to fight, which will be not my grabber jammer. That'll kill him. What am I? Duh. Man. Can't play. Can I play creatures? Yeah. So I'm just gonna use the cannon on his Bumpsy. I'm gonna play a War Drummer. And then I'm gonna play my Ganger Chieftain to the left to fight with my War Drummer and kill his Bumpsy. And call that a turn. Why is it asking me if I want to continue? Oh, okay, because I can do that. Reason I can do that is because I have, with Follow Leader, each friendly creature may fight, which allows me to action cheat through, and I attempt to fight, and instead I'm allowed to take the action to remove the stun. It's one of those intricate rulebook things. This game has very few of those, but definitely know that if your actions allow you to use a creature outside of house, it does allow you to remove the stun. Unless, I guess there's a caveat. If someone plays an action like Fog Bank or Fogify that prevents your opponent from using the fight action with creatures, you then can't do that because you can't select fight, which is a subset of use. Mark's at 8 amber. Again, I think I said he needs to be at 9. Yeah, he needs to be to 9. He's at 8 currently. I'm at 4, and I need to get to 6. He'll probably get me down to 3 amber with a skeleton key. I can't play creatures, which really hurts me. I'm not being sarcastic there. That actually really does hurt me. But I'm going to play Mars. So I'm going to reap. I think I just reap. Because that puts me in Forge. Steals one from him. I'll play a Biomatrix on my Grabber Jammer, just in case he manages to hit that. And then I'll end. Yes, I will end. So again, this game actually turned out to even itself out. He was kicking my ass earlier, 2 keys to none, and I think he was on a few amber before I even got my first key. And now we're at dead even. We're again at 2 keys, 7 amber each. So this is turning out to be a really good match. I thought it was going to be a terrible one. Terrible one for me. Great one for Mark, but terrible for me. So he's going to play Shadows. Just probably got some ways to steal here. Probably, yeah, a couple Urchins. I think his deck has 2 or 3 Urchin, which on play steals 1, and then he'll capture 1 with Skeleton Key. So he's at 9 amber, I'm at 5. Yeah, I think he just pushes through again because of his House Shadows. So I have to get him to 8 to not be able to Forge. I think I can only get him to 9. If he hadn't have played Life Ward, I could have had John Smith to reactivate my Grabber Jammer, which would have been great. No, I'm just going to do it. It's my only way out. So I will use Sniffler to remove Elusive, to fight, which will kill his Umbra because it can steal, and then I will reap, and he will win. And another close one. Yeah, it's interesting that both of these games ended the exact same way. With just he was able to get the right Shadows cards and make that final push for a steal at the end. All right. So Mark's going to take a quick break. I am as well. I'm going to leave the game here. Put up my... I'm just going to put my banner here. I'm going to load another deck list for everyone to look at for another deck that I want to give a try. Bear with me while I'm messing with some stuff here. Oops, sorry, my banner went down. All right, there we go. That should do it. Pop that down here. You get to watch me work on my stream while I'm here. Okay, so I have really loved this deck lately. No idea how it's going to do against Mark's deck. The reason I love this deck is it has a lot of board control. It's not a deck style that I play often, and it's one that I've had a lot of fun with, because not only does this have board control, it has a lot of amber generation. So you can look at its statistic, its amber generation is almost +6 over the average, and everything else is eh. Its amber control is its second best at 0.16 over average, so I mean, nothing to brag about whatsoever, but its just ability to create amber while controlling the board is pretty cool. So just tend into some messages here. So let's talk some more about, let's look at Mark's deck, just to see if there's any way I can counter it with this new deck. So he has 2 directed kills with Hand of Dis, which are partly directed, just can't target flank creatures. He has Pawn Sacrifice, Poison Wave. So he has a lot of out-of-hand damage that I severely underestimated last time. And on top of that, not only does he have a lot of out-of-hand damage, he has Arise, which can bring an entire house's suite of creatures back to his deck. Or actually deck to his hand. Let's see. So I've got Sound the Horns. It's a fun tutor effect. For those that aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering, tutor is a term that I believe was started with that game, which, nod of the hat, is the same designer that created Keyforge, Richard Garfield. But tutor just allows you to draw for a specific type of card. That annoying sound when someone joins your game. So I've got Sound the Horns, which allows me to discard cards until I find a Brobnar creature. Then I add that Brobnar creature to my hand. My House Shadows is a lot of actions, while my House Brobnar and Untamed are just slightly favoring board presence with creatures. You'll notice I do have 2 Hunting Witches and a Taliga, which causes some pretty cool amber production when anyone plays creatures. Hunting Witches when I play creatures, Taligas when my opponent plays creatures. Alright, let's pop the game up. So I am playing Axloline, the Laboring Shop Villain. And Mark is playing He Who Never Heard of Death Rays. What are Death Rays anyway? I'm going second, but I don't like my Untamed. I don't like this hand at all. I'm just going to mulligan. Mulliganing as second player sucks. You draw the 5 cards. You can't really do much with 5 cards, especially when your opponent starts the game with a friggin' Mind Barb. So now I'm down to 4 cards, and the only option I have here is Shadows to really cycle my hand, so I'm doing that. Let's play a Lights Out just to gain a bonus amber, a Magda the Rat to steal 1, and I will discard Oubliette. Because Oubliette is purge a creature with power 3 or lower. So playing it would have the same effect, because there would be no valid target, so I just play it to no effect. I just feel like discarding it. Ultimately means the same thing. Sweet, I'm up to 5 viewers. It's all-time high, guys. So thanks for helping me out with that. Enjoy watching me forge some keys. After getting properly spanked by Mark in the previous 2 games, I'm trying another game here to see how things go. Brand new deck, or not brand new deck, just a different deck for tonight. Got tired of the other one. Mark clearly won the best of 3. He went 2-0 against me. So he plays Brobnar, puts out a really beefy Bumpsy, and then stuns my Mars, or my Shadows creatures. I think I want to play Shadows. I will remove the stun. I'm going to play the Sting. The Sting is a card that I absolutely hated when I first saw it. I didn't quite understand how to play it properly, and I think playing this deck has helped me do that better. I'm going to Reap. And so it's an intricate balance of knowing when to keep the Sting out to capture or to gain the amber that my opponent spends on forging. So its exact text is skip your forge a key step. So even if I have more than 6 amber, I cannot forge while the Sting is in play. I can forge with key charges or Chota Hazris. I just can't forge within the forge a key step. This deck doesn't have a key charge or a Chota Hazri, so I have no ways to forge out of turn or out of phase. So I do have to time the Sting well. Oh, and he just drops a Gateway. Just nonchalantly kills my whole board. So he steals 2 amber because Magda died. I will, however, play Brobnar play a Crump, and play a Smith because I have more creatures in play. I don't know what this deck runs. I didn't. I wanted to play a couple games blind tonight, so I'm just gonna keep my War Drummer and play out my Earthshaker. He's not gonna be able to kill anything because nothing else under the power 3 was in play, but it just gets me a body on the board. The reason I held on to my Untamed card is because I'm waiting to see my Full Moon and Hunting Witches. My Untamed creatures do not stay on the board well at all. They're very low power. I think the highest is Taliga with 3. I think that's what her power is. So they are bodies that are just put out, gain me Amber when I play them. That's it. If they can stay on the board, it turns into a really cool reaping engine where I can gain a bunch of Amber per turn. But past that, there's not much I can do. So I'm actually... I'm going to have some fun Brobnar action cheating here. I'm going to play Brobnar. I will reap and reap to gain 2 Amber. Then I will play Relentless Assault, which allows me to ready and fight with up to 3 different creatures one at a time. So I'll ready those 2. I will kill his Blip-Ips, because those guys are annoying. I'll play a War Drummer, bounce those creatures back out. I will then play an Earthshaker to kill my War Drummer and his Zizix, and play a Crump back out. So it was a very combo-y way to clear the board, but it was effective. He has no creatures in play now. I'm sitting on a Forge, however, I still have the Sting out, so the Sting, again, will prevent me from forging. So he plays a Mass Abduction. I didn't have any damaged creatures. He plays a Feeding Pit. I haven't seen that one too much, so I have to reread it. Discard a creature from your hand if you do gain 1 Amber. It's a Mars only. Okay. I'm okay with that. He doesn't have any creatures on the board, so I want to get my Taliga out, who I just drew, so she can at least give me some benefit to being on the board. Even if it's just 1 Amber, she does something for me. So I'm going to play Untamed to play a Full Moon. So every creature I play now gains me an Amber. I will then put out a Hunting Witch to get him out first, so he gains me 1. My Murmook gains me 2, 1 from Full Moon, 1 from the Hunting Witch, and then my Taliga also gains me 2. The reason I put Murmook and Taliga on the flanks is because he does have House Dis, trying to protect myself from a play of Hand of Dis. Sorry, I just text in here. Someone from our local Colorado Facebook chat is just asking me about my stream, so that's why I'm staring at my hands here. Okay. So he killed my Hunting Witch, which I'm okay with. With the sting out right now, I am sitting on 2 keys worth of amber. He does not have shadows, so I'm not worried about a bait and switch. I am, however, worried about a drumble, which would capture all of my amber. And then also Brobnar has a few things that if I have 7 or more amber, it makes me lose amber. I'm going to instead... I'm going to play Brobnar. I will play Smash. I care more about my Taliga than my Murmook, so I'm going to play on the left flank and stun his Gengar Chieftain. I'm going to play a Mighty Lance. I will fight his Gengar Chieftain. I'll reap with my Earthshaker, then fight his Crump to make him lose an amber. And then stop there. So I'm on 15 amber. I keep skipping my Forge a Key step. My plan is hopefully he'll be in Forge range this turn. And I'll see... I can stall him because I drew 2 miasmas, so I can make him skip 2 Forge a Key phases. Which is just a dick move, but it's payback for those earlier games this evening. So I'm happy playing Shadows or keeping my board with Brobnar. He's thinking about what he's doing. He's being devious over there. Alright, he's going to play some fun stuff. So he's playing with House Dis, Hecatomb, destroying each Dis creature. Each player gains 1 amber for each creature they controlled that was destroyed this way. Then he played Pandemonium. So each undamaged creature captures 1 amber from their opponent. So that helped me more than it helped him. He probably, I don't know, he might have something to mess with this. The fact that he made me capture so much. I am going to play Shadows because I want to get rid of the Sting and start forging. So I'm then going to play my Bad Penny on the left. He can't forge, but I will. The reason I played Bad Penny first is because I want to use her as the target for Nerve Blast. So I'll steal an amber, kill Bad Penny, which she just comes to my hand, and I'll play her back out. I'll call it a turn there. I'm on check with 16 amber. And I draw a gnarly combo here. I can use Regrowth to grab one of my Hunting Witches, or my Hunting Witch from my discard pile, drop a bunch of untamed creatures, and burst some more amber. Excuse me. So there's an interesting interaction there with Bumpsy and Taliga. So Bumpsy makes me lose an amber, and then when he played the creature, I gained an amber. So they negate each other. I'm going to play Untamed to play Regrowth to grab my Hunting Witch, to reap with both my Murmook and my Taliga. I'll play my Hunting Witch. I'm going to keep going to the left because I still want to keep my Taliga protected. Then I'm going to play a Dust Pixie, which gains me 2 from it, and then 1 from Hunting Witch. Then I'll play a Mushroom Man, which gains me 1, and I'll play an Ancient Bear, which gains me 1. Omni. I don't want to use that. So now I'm sitting on check for key 2 with 18 amber. So he steals 1, and then I gain 1 from Taliga. He's probably going to bounce Taliga to my hand. We'll see. If you've watched any of my past content, you can definitely tell that this deck has way more creature presence than other decks. It has 19 creatures, which was the exact same as my first deck of the night. The problem being that this one has ways to just keep creatures on the board because I'm also aggressively board clearing. He's going to play probably Dis again to try and bounce my Taliga. I'm going to play Untamed again because that's the house that I have the most creatures. So I will play Hunting Witch to the left. I will then Reap with everything that's Untamed and just keep pressing my Amber advantage here. Reap with my Taliga. Then I'm going to play Cooperative Hunting, so I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. So I'm going to kill both Bumpsy and Schuler. 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reason I did that is because then I can now use the Mighty Javelin Omni effect to kill his Snudge and call that a turn. So I'm on 18 amber for check into key 3. He's on 3 amber, 0 keys. He picks House Dis for 3 fates, which will kill the 3 strongest creatures, which should be my Earthshaker, Crump, and either my Mushroom Man or my Bear, or Smash. So I'll probably pick Smash and Earthshaker to get that amber back. And then if I were him, I would do Ancient Bear just to decrease the amount of creatures I have for Untamed. So you can very clearly see that this deck's Amber generation is way faster than the others that I've played before. I way back when have Explosion the Honestly Iron, of which I'm actually am going to be trading to Mark. We're going to be doing a little trade. Yeah, so he doesn't have any steal. I was able to rush to 3 keys before he could get 1. But he just had some fun his last turn. I always like to finish games like that. I'm going to leave game and set up another lobby. And I'm going to put up my deck list again. So again, this is Axloline, the Laboring Shop Villain. So you saw a little bit of how the deck worked. You saw my Hunting Witch and my Taliga. And then Dust Pixie is really cool when I can get into Hunting Witch out because I'll gain 3 amber from it. Which doesn't seem like a lot as a number, but 3 amber is half of a key, so I don't have to do too much more to finish a key. You'll also see that even though my board control stat is negative 1.95, I was able to keep virtually every one of his creatures off the board. They were never on the board for more than a turn. So it kind of shows how these stats can be a little misleading. My 85 SAS rating is really high, which I'm really happy with. My consistency is really low, basically average. But keep in mind that those statistics are also based on minimal piloting, so minimal player ability. So I have a feeling that this is more of a deck that rewards someone that is able to find these combos. Someone who's just new to the game probably would not be able to see these very well. But I'm going to mulligan again. I'm going second. I draw into 3 Untamed, 1 Shadows, 1 Brobnar. Is he gonna Mind Barb me again? Yep. he's playing all kinds of Mind Barb decks tonight. He gets rid of Regrowth, which I'm okay with. This is just going to be a card I played for bonus Amber. So I'm going to play my Mushroom Man and my Murmook. And set that up. My Mushroom Man right now is +9. He gets +3 for each unforged key that I currently have. I have 3 unforged. And I'm not concerned about his forging right now. That's not why I put my Murmook out. I just put Murmook out for a body. Drops a silver tooth reap with it, plays a pawn sacrifice. He will kill my Murmook and leave my Mushroom Man at 8 power. Or sorry, 8 health. Because his power is currently 11. I'm going to play Brobnar to just get some bigger bodies out. I don't have any artifacts right now, so I'm okay with Nexus being out, but I'm still going to give him a stun. Alright, so he plays some more House Dis stuff. Played another Mind Barb. Gavos Longarms. Before a fight, choose a creature. Gavos Longarms deals damage to that creature rather than one is fighting. Interesting. I think I want to stick with Brobnar though. I'm going to use Sound the Horns to find a creature. That's actually a nice one. I'm going to play Earthshaker. That'll kill his Nexus. And then I can play a Headhunter. I care more about killing Gavos Longarms than the Terror, so I'm going to fight Gavos Longarms. And then I will Reap with Smash. So very different game than last one. He already beat me to a key. I got a weird setup. Last game I got a lot of Untamed stuff earlier. Now I got a lot of Brobnar stuff. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. This is going to be the last game for the night. Try and end things between 10 10:30, just depending on how games sit. But it's been great. It's always better for me, at least when I crank out games with someone I know. And I know Mark's always itching to get some games in. When you play with someone you know they're not going to sit and slow play. You know they're not going to walk away from their computer without telling you. You know they're not watching YouTube while trying to play and cooking dinner at the same. Like, you know they're going to focus on the games. And since I know Mark in personal life, I know him outside of the game, then we can talk about these games and try and bounce ideas of how we could play better, cool combos that we saw that we hadn't seen before, anything like that. Let's see. we both have some pretty big brawler decks here. I'm going to go Brobnar to remove the stun, Reap and Reap. Then I will play Relentless Assault to bring Headhunter up and Earthshaker, and I'm going to fight with Mushroom Man. So the first one is going to be Headhunter. He has a... no matter who he fights, he's going to die. So I would rather kill probably his Fire Spitter here. Then my Earthshaker will fight his Crump. And my Mushroom Man will fight his Ganger Chieftain. I wanted to leave him with 2 creatures that are in different houses so he doesn't get a full efficiency of his board. Excuse me. Alright, so he's just trying to figure out what he's doing here. He's beat me the first key already, so he's on 1 key, 0 amber. I am on 0 keys, 4 amber. He's going to play Loot the Bodies. See what kind of fighting or killing he can do here, or if he's just playing it to get it out of his hand. Oh, he played the Loot the Bodies twice. That's what he did. Okay, I didn't see that because they were stacked on top of each other. I'm going to play Shadows. I'm going to play Lights Out to bounce this Terror back to his hand. I'm going to keep Oubliette this time. He has a lot of big creatures, but I just want to hold it just in case he has a smaller creature. Then I'll play a Dodger. I'll Reap with Silvertooth. And again, hold my Oubliette just in case. So I draw into a fun Untamed turn. If he doesn't play any creatures, I will actually probably play Brobnar because I want this burst from Smith of 3 amber. I get 1 bonus amber, and if I have more creatures in play than my opponent, I gain an additional 2. And I want to do that instead of a fun turn with Untamed because I need to get back ahead of Mark in the amber race. But again, always depends on what your opponent does. Keyforge is a really cool back and forth game. You're going to be playing a lot of you do something, I have to react, and then based on how I react, you have to react. And it's this constant vying of attention, really. Constant vying of who can maintain the pace, who can continue to set pace despite what's happening on the board. So he plays a Gateway, which screws all of my plans. So thanks, Mark. I'm gonna probably have to play Untamed here just to get some amber. And I'm not concerned about playing both. I want him to have an answer to these. If he does, cool. If not, even better. Would have been nice to have this full moon earlier when I was playing these guys because I got a lot more amber, but I'm okay so far. I do have 2 cooperative huntings. They'll do 1 damage per creature I have each, so a total of 4. So I might be able to kill a creature. He's playing Shadows. I don't have a lot of amber to steal, so he's probably just trying to build a board. Drops an Umbra. and a subtle maul. That is a really annoying artifact that I love playing with, hate playing against, because anytime he says shadows, I lose a card. I'm going to play shadows. I will use it at this opportunity to get rid of one of his Umbras by purging it. I'll also steal one to do 2 damage to his other Umbra. So I'm just trying to set up a turn where I can drop this Smith. Hopefully I can have enough creatures in play to get its full use. I think I will get a chance. It's just a matter of trying to catch him at the wrong time. I do need to start dumping some of my cards in my hand though, because it's getting clogged with all actions. So I might play Brobnar just to play it, which will return all artifacts to the top of their owner's deck, which will clog his deck a little bit. We'll see if he plays any more artifacts, because then it'll clog it even more. Yeah, so he plays another one. All his creatures get +1, so his Valder is currently at power 7. Power 9 when it fights and flank. Yeah, so he uses Anger to activate her. I am going to play Brobnar. I'm not going to get the full effect out of Smith. I'm just going to clog his deck a little bit. So the fun thing about the card I played, Barehanded, bonus Amber, you put each artifact on top of its owner's deck. So the 3 artifacts he had of 3 different houses, he now has those cards that he's going to be drawing into. So cards he's already played, he has to play again or get rid of them. Well, that's not very nice, Mark. Drops a pretty scary Dis board. Pit Demon's going to steal an action or steal an Amber every time he claims House Dis. Dust Imp, if I kill it, he gains 2. And Ember Imp, I can only play 2 creatures or 2 cards. He also follows that with an Arise, so he will probably, take all his Brobnar creatures, which he did. So my only option here is to either play 2 Brobnar cards or 3 Untamed. I'm going to play 3 Untamed because I just need to reap. I'll play Cooperative Hunting to do 1 damage. Play the other Cooperative Hunting to do another damage. And then I'm just going to play Full Moon to get rid of it. So I draw into my 2 Miasmas, which will stall his forging, hopefully. Draw into some Brobnar stuff, nothing fancy. Just a Crump, a Warhammer, and a Mighty Javelin. He reaps with Valder, says Brobnar. Probably going to drop... Nope, just dropping more creatures. I was worried about a Coward's End. But he's playing too many creatures to do that. It would hurt him more than me right now. Another Crump. And Ganger Chieftain, so he will ready and fight with Crump, make me lose an Amber, and kill my Hunting Witch. So how the tables have turned. He's got 8 creatures to my 0. Neither of us have artifacts. Drastically different game right now. So I'm going to play Brobnar. Mighty Javelin. I'll just play my War Drummer and then Crump, just so I don't have to keep cycling cards. And now I see the Sting, which at this point in the game isn't that great. I can, however, force him to give me a lot of amber, or I slow him down by this double miasma with the sting. So we'll see how much amber he gets going into his next turn. If he's on enough to forge, I probably will play shadows. Yeah, he plays a Screech Bomb and Crump to fight my War Drummer, so I lose another amber. And he's just going to reap a lot. Yeah, so he'll be at 7, I believe. No, 8. Miscounting there. No, he fought with the last one. Okay, so he is at 6. I will play shadows. Put out the sting. The reason this card's cool is it's a planned bait and switch. Kind of. I'm making him do all the work for the amber that I'm going to use to hopefully beat him. I'm then going to play a miasma and a bad penny and a Naughty the Thief. Do I want to use this Mighty Javelin? I probably do, because I want to get rid of his Crump, because Crump is making me lose amber. So I'm going to kill it and stop there. So I made him skip his Forge a Key step, which hopefully will make him build more amber for me. I don't have a big creature board, so he will probably reap, but he also knows that anything that he reaps is going to me when I allow him to actually forge. I'm just going to play Relentless Whispers, kill my Naughty, so he will steal an amber. The nice thing about this sting too is it counters steal. My opponent may steal a bunch of amber, but then it ultimately comes back to me. And so I get the amber that they stole back. They just get to use it first, which is a tempo hit. But it just takes some learning and just awareness of how to use the sting properly. So this round I'm probably going to play Untamed. I'm going to play Grasping Vines to return all of these to his hand. Then I'm going to play a Dust Pixie and a Taliga. So I'm going to let him forge because I want that amber. And it seems like he has tempo advantage. He does. I have some ways of stealing this stuff back. I do need to claim shadows on my next turn, and I need to save this miasma for when he's about to forge to buy myself an extra round. But he plays a bait and switch, steals a decent amount of that amber back. So I do need to play shadows so I can kill the sting. He kills my Taliga, steals an amber, and reaps with Shadow Self. So he's at 10, so I have to steal 5. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, I think he got me in this game. He just has a crazy creature base. I'm curious what his curve is. Ooh, man. He right messed me up there. Let's go get rid of the sting. Reap. I will play this action to kill my Dust Pixie. Play Magda to steal 2, and then play Miasma to stall him around. Yeah, I have nothing. I drew blank. I drew terribly. Um, and he just had a lot of answers for everything. And had a lot of steel. That bait and switch was a great play. He played Gateway Abyss at the right time. Bum, bum, bum. I don't have any mass board clears in this that I remember. No. So that hurt me too, and not getting the full 3 off of my Smith. Now he's gonna. Let's see. So he's just gonna fight, or did he fight with Dodger? Yeah, into an elusive. And then he's gonna reap with Magda. Oh no, he's gonna fight because then it goes to the Shadow Self. Make me discard a card. Discard Regrowth. I get my second key. It is way too little, way too late. So I'm just gonna play Brobnar, get these cards out, and then he got me. So Mark got the better of me tonight. You all saw it on video. It's proof. No, I kid. Mark always teases me that he just kicks my ass all the time. So it's he's got some new decks. I haven't seen most of these actually. I think the only one I saw was the one last game, the He Who Does Not Know Death Rays, I think it was called. All right, but I think what turned me off, or turned my engine off this game was I had a lot of really weird 2/2/2 hands. So I had a lot of really inefficient draws, and the way Mark was playing, I had to play some pretty inefficient counters as well. Yeah, we're just chatting real quick. We both agree that his bait and switch play was really what sealed the win for him. I think it got me from 16 or 13. It took a lot of amber and put him into the forge for his third key. So as always, thank you for watching the Crystal Hive. I'm Brian, the Keysmith of Colorado. This is going to be my new streaming night. So Wednesdays starting around 8:30 Mountain Time, ending around between 10 and 10:30 Mountain Time, just depending on how my games go. But if you liked watching me, hit the follow button. Follow me on YouTube. Look for the Crystal Hive. Click subscribe there. Send me an email. My email is thecrystalhivekeyforge@gmail.com. Look forward to seeing you guys next week, and take care.